Hello friends, today we are going to see the milling cutters which is used in the milling machines. In that we'll cover the introduction, type of milling cutters, then the plain milling cutter, side milling cutter, end milling cutter, metal slitting milling cutter, then the angle milling cutter, form milling cutter, and the T-slot milling cutter. So all these 7 cutters we'll discuss in this lecture. Now, first we'll go for the introductory part of that milling cutter. You know that milling cutters are mostly used in the milling machines for the removal of the metals. For the different type of cutters which we have shown in this diagram, so according to the form also the cutters are available. Means if you want to go for the gear cutting, so in that case the profile gears we are using. So like way, so as per the requirement, the different cutters are available. As per the classification of the milling cutter is the plain milling cutter. In that there is a light duty, heavy duty, and a helical plain milling cutter. Side milling cutter, it is a plain side, half side, staggered teeth side, interlocking. All these will go in more details in the upcoming slides. Then end milling cutter, that is a solid end milling, then shell end milling, metal slitting milling cutter. In that there is a plain metal slit and staggered teeth metal slitting cutter. Angle milling cutter, in that there are two, single and double milling cutter. Form milling cutter, in that complex, concave, corner, or a form gear cutter. Then slot milling cutter, that is a T-slot or a Dovetel slot milling cutter is possible by using this. Thread milling cutter. So we'll go more details now one by one in the plain milling method first of all. So these cutters are cylindrical in shape, having a teeth on their periphery. You can see in the diagram. So it is a cylindrical, and over the periphery there are number of teeth. Okay? And these teeth are generally parallel to the axis of the cutter. You can see in this diagram on the screen. These are the actually the teeth which are parallel to the axis of the cutter. Such cutters are mounted on the machine arbor between the spacing collar. You can see that this diagram here, the cutter is mounted over the arbor, means over the spindle, between the spacer or the spacing collar. What it means, I will show you this diagram. This is actually the spindle, and in the spindle the spacers are available of a different sizes, and between these we can hold a cutter. You can hold one cutter or more than one cutter is possible to hold on this spindle by using the spacers there. And these are used to produce the flat surface. Generally, plane cutters are used for the flat surfaces there. So depending upon the size, there may be a light duty, heavy duty, and a helical plane milling cutters are available. Now, student, if you see the thickness in the previous slide, the thickness of the cutter is less, or I can say the width is less. But in this diagram, I'm increasing the size of the width, and that is called ultimately the slab mill. And these cutters mostly used if you want to remove the more material from the harder surface. In that case, the porous type of teeth slab is you can use. And if you want to go for the less removal of material, then we can go for the fine teeth. When you use the fine teeth, naturally the surface finish is good. Right? In the porous teeth, the finish is not getting that much good in the over the component. Then the side milling cutter. In the side milling cutter, the teeth you can see on the periphery. Over this periphery there is a teeth, and along with that on the side also the teeth are available for the cutting, but major cuttings will take place. I will explain. But this is the second side milling cutters are used to remove the metals from the side of the work. So in this case, you can, from this diagram, it is very clear. We are removing the material of the workpiece from the side. Now, in actually, if you see in the cutter, as there are teeth on the periphery as well as the side, but actual cutting will always take from the outer periphery, means this one. This is a major main role of the outer periphery is to remove the material, and the side teeth which are there is just to go for the finishing work, that is just a very small amount of material can be removed from the sides. So this is the diagram which I am showing. This is the outer periphery there. Okay, the material will remove from this, and from the side just a small amount of material it removed for just for the finishing operation there. The teeth may be parallel to the axis of the cutter. You can see in this diagram. Here also I'm trying to show that the axis, whatever the teeth are there, these are parallel to the axis of the cutter, or it may be a helical also, means it depends. If the cutter having a helical shape, so in that case it is not parallel, right? Then end mill cutter, the cutter having a teeth on either end, means this one, as well as the periphery. You can see in this diagram, this is the end there where the cutting teeth are shown, and over the periphery also the cutting will take place. They are so named because why the end milling is called, because teeth are at the only at the end of that. You can see here only at the end there are the teeth are given, and other end no teeth, but there is a shank. This portion is called as a shank. Okay, and that's why the name is the end milling cutter. Then cutting teeth are maybe straight or helical, but in this diagram I have shown the helical one, but in some cases the straight teeth are also available, and mostly such type of cutters are used in the vertical milling machine. So as per the application is concerned, it is used to make a keyways, right? In this diagram I shown here, I am making the keyway there, right? And this is a vertical milling machine. So with the help of that, even the small hole is also possible, right? Or some slots or some pockets is easily made by using the end mill cutter. Now, according to the shank, there are, here you can see the taper shank, and other one is the straight shank. And one more end mill cutter is there, that is called as a shell end mill. So it is actually the hollow cutters, right? And they are normally used for the face milling. It looks like a slab mill cutter, right? But here it is hollow. That is the difference here. Metal slitting saw. As name is the saw, so it just for cutting the saw also, for that name the saw is given. But in this case, if you observe, these cutters are like a plain or a side milling cutter. Means in the, you can see in the previous slide the plain milling cutter, but here the thickness of the cutter, this is a plain actual milling cutter I'm showing, and this is the actual metal slitting saw cutter, okay, whose width is very less. Means we are reducing the width, right, up to the 5 mm. So it have more teeth per unit of the diameter. What it means, you can see in this diagram. So over this periphery, so number of teeth are more as compared to the plain cutters, right? Now these are used for parting off or milling a deep slot or a narrow slot. Means if you see in this diagram, what do we see? We are just try to make a very deep slot there, or even if you want to parting off, means we can cut the component into two parts. That is called as a parting off, right? Or even if you want to make a narrow slot is also possible because the thickness is very less in this case. Then angle milling cutter. Actually, in the angle milling cutter, there are two types. One is the single angle and a double angle. But this diagram is of single angle now, which we have shown. So here, these cutter are used to cut the angle into the workpiece, right? So means directly it is possible, right? So these cutters have a conical surface with the cutting edge over them. You can see in this diagram, this is the conical shape. And over the periphery, there are number of teeth. These are used to machine the angle other than the 90 degree. So if you want to go for the different type of angles on the workpiece, is possible in this cutter. Second, this is actually the double angle cutter. So we'll go for the again in the, if you see here in the conical surface, it looks like a cone there right now, and which is mostly used for the duetal surface. Means if you want, you can see in this diagram here, this is actually single angle cutter. With the help of that, we are making a slot there. Okay, this is the actually the duetal slot, right? So such type of slot is possible in the especially in the angle milling cutter, in the single angle milling cutter. But you can see the cutter angle is generally 45 or 60 degree in this case, right? Means this angle may be a 60 or a 45 there. In the double angle, the teeth on the two conical surface. Two conical means if you see here, this is the one side, this is the other side. Okay, just it looks like a V there, right? And the included angle of the V is 45, 60 or 90. Means suppose I draw one line, this is an other line. This is the angle between two is called as the included angle, and that angle of that teeth may be a 45 degree, or it may be a 60 degree, or it may be a 90 degree for the double angle. So again, listen, it is an included angle, means between these two lines. Okay, we're showing the included angle here. Then the form cutter. You can see in this diagram itself, or in this diagram, some shape is there, form shape. So we'll see here. The form cutters can generate a different type of profiles on the workpiece. Means according to the shape of the cutter, we'll get a different profile. That is the meaning of it. Depending upon the tooth profile, the form cutters are different type there. So first we'll see the convex milling cutter. These cutters have profile outward at their circumference. You can see in this diagram, there is a just a outward profile is there. Even if you see here, this is also outward profile, right? And with the help of that, you can generate the concave surfaces. Though the name is the convex, but we are producing the concave surface. Means just a mirror surface of that, or mirror face of that. Means opposite to the cutter shape, we are getting the profile on the workpiece. That is the meaning of that. Then the other one is the concave milling cutters. So these milling cutters have a teeth profile inwards on their circumference. You can see in there. This is the inward right now. So in the previous case, it is outward. Now in the concave, it is inward. And we can see the various surfaces which we are generating here in this diagram. We are producing now the convex surface. Though the cutter is concave, but the surface is generated is the convex. So this is a concave type of milling cutter. Then the third one is the gear cutter. Means the gear cutter profile is if you required, then we are using the gear cutter. So with the help of this gear cutter, you can see in this diagram, we are just cutting the teeth over the blank as per the required model there we can generate. So this is all about the form cutters there. Then the T-slot milling cutter. So this is the diagram which I'm showing is a T-slot milling cutter there. These are the special form of end mill cutter. Okay, so already we have seen the end mill cutter. So here something different. You can see the T slot, it looks like a T here. If you see this one, and this is a shank there. Okay, so it is generally used for making the T slots over the component, right? In this diagram I have shown this is a T, but it is actually we are producing an inverted type of T. Huh? So these are the cutting edges on their periphery, and both the side means for this periphery also you can see the cutting will takes place there. Okay, on the side also there is a cutting edges available. So this is on the side and this is from the periphery, right? Then just I'm showing that we are holding it this cutter in the vertical milling machine to produce the T slot there. But in T slot is not directly produced with the T slot cutter. For that, I'm showing in this case, if you see the first diagram there, this diagram, first you can with the help of the plain milling cutter or even just by using end mill cutter, just make a slot, and then you can use the end mill cutter there. This is just I'm showing the end mill cutter here. Now if you want to make a T slot, you can see in this diagram, use the end mill cutter, T slot cutter, and make a T inverted T on any component. Okay, T slots are used to hold a device like a universal dividing head, attachments, or workpiece on the milling table. Means here I'm showing just the application part there. Once you make a T slot here on the table, this is the universal dividing head where with the help of nut and bolt we can hold it. Okay, and here also you can see the this is a tailstock like which we are using on the lathe machine. Here also we are holding it with the help of nut and bolts by using this T slot, or you can directly hold the workpiece also. So thank you, friend.